Okay, let's try this again. Um, I have been trying to make this video and it has been difficult for me for various reasons, but I'm going to power through right now. So I am coming to you guys today to talk about something that I really don't want to talk about, if I'm being honest. And that's because it requires a certain level of vulnerability, and I'm so challenged to do that right now because I know that I'm going to have to expose myself in such a way that makes me uncomfortable. like, so I don't really know how to do this. I'm just jumping in because, like, for God's sake, I need the accountability. Like, if I'm just being 100% honest, I need the accountability because nothing else has worked. Nothing else has worked. And so, let me just dive right in. Okay, so I took some notes to try to kind of help me through this, to say what I wanted to say, and I still don't feel like this is even going to scratch the surface with what's going on with me internally, but it's something. It's something, and it's better than nothing. So, I need to go on a fitness journey, like, just to state it plainly, just to put it out there. Like, I need to do something about my physical health because, yeah, I have reached a point where, like, if I don't do something, then I have to acknowledge, I have to admit that I have let myself go. If I don't do something right now to kind of like scale back, do an about face. If I don't do 180 right now, then I'm gonna have to let myself go. And I'm not willing to do that. I'm too young to let myself go. So I'm just gonna go into my notes now. So, all right. So this is what I said. I think at some point when you look down at the scale and see that you weigh 20 pounds more than you did what feels like just yesterday, you have to either decide that you're going to let yourself go or do something different. And I've decided to do something different. So, yes, 20 pounds. 20 pounds more than I used to weigh. It feels like yesterday because of the pandemic, but it was not yesterday. So I would say end of 2019, even beginning of 2020, I was fine. Yes, I have always desired to go back to having a flat stomach because, I had a flat stomach majority of my life up until I started having kids. And when I started having kids, it was like so hard to get the weight off. But I did it. I did it 3 times. Now, most of you know that I have 4 children. And I said I did it 3 times. So after my fourth child, I just could not do it again. Like, after I had Courtney, I suffered from really bad postpartum depression. And it was like crippling. It was debilitating. I was barely able to just get out of bed. I was barely able to function. Like, it took a really long time for me to get back into a good headspace after having Courtney. I mean, like, sleeping the day away, being up all hours of the night. I mean, just it was a lot. It was a lot to overcome emotionally. And so, like, working out was not even on my radar at that time. It wasn't even something that I was considering doing, because I just, I'm struggling to take care of the kids and, to even eat a meal. Of course, I'm making sure that they have their needs met, but as far as prioritizing myself, my own needs, eating right, sleeping a reasonable amount of time, like, and that was not, it was far from my mind at that time. And so, yeah, that pretty much, led into me not working off the baby weight after my fourth baby. And some of you may know this, some of you may not, but we actually did get pregnant a fifth time. So we would have had a fifth child, but I suffered a miscarriage. And so, getting pregnant the fifth time. Okay, so rewind a little bit. So you're pregnant, you have your fourth child, you suffer from postpartum depression, you get pregnant again the fifth time, you lose the fifth child. You're already suffering from postpartum depression, you lose the fifth child. It's just like, you're piling on at this point. And so fitness was like not even a thought. So after healing from all of that, I just pretty much like went on about my life. I pursued my professional goals and, obviously, being a parent of 4 children and, I was staying home with them at that time. It was a lot. It was a lot. So fitness was not at the top of my list of things to do. So I went on about my life. I stayed pretty thin, which, that's just my frame. My build is, I've been thin forever. So, but I always had this little pouch, what do you want to call it? Whatever. I had the little belly fat area after having Courtney. So, yeah, that was fine. I was still thin. I still, liked what I saw in the mirror, for the most part. But then enter the pandemic, right? So that first year of being home and not being in the office, not being active, I literally would just sit and take clients. And, I had a major influx of clients because, people are going through things. It's a pandemic. People are losing jobs, they're losing family members, So my business skyrocketed, and that's good and bad because I'm working more, which means, I have a very sedentary lifestyle now because I'm sitting here. I'm not seeing people in person anymore because Corona. And so therefore I'm sitting in front of a computer for hours, like hours upon hours upon hours. And so that really helped with packing on the weight. And so that first year I gained 10 pounds. Oh my goodness. I just realized I'm saying the first year of the pandemic and we're like going into year 3 of the pandemic. That's kind of crazy. But that first year I packed on 10 additional pounds. And so I was kind of like, oh, wait, hold on. You're 10 pounds over. Like, you need to chill out. But that is not what happened, because the second year of the pandemic, last year, 2021, I packed on an additional 10 pounds, which, adds up to the 20 pounds that I'm speaking of, being overweight. And I can't let that ride. I can't. So, majority of my, adult life, in the recent years, I've hovered in the 150s, in the 150 range, low 150s, up to, 155. My weight would fluctuate, depending on, time of year, time of the month, all those things. So I was pretty much staying consistently around 155, but somewhere along the line, my weight started going up and up and up and up, and it was like I just couldn't get a handle on it. Like, I have an elliptical. I finally got one. Like, I was like, I gotta break down and get myself some extra exercise equipment because I'm not going to the gym, so I need to be able to exercise at home. Got myself an elliptical, but it really wasn't doing much. And some of you may know that I actually injured my knee. Funny story. Not funny, haha, but funny story. Ask me sometime, I'll tell you. And so I ended up getting a recumbent bike. And so that helped, that was kind of burning some calories, but I just, I couldn't get a handle on it because I didn't have the time. I didn't have the time to be consistent, with it because I was working so much. And yeah, my weight just, it got out of control. It got out of control. And so, yeah, I found myself weighing 175. And when I saw that scale and it said 175 plus, I was like, I cannot, like, I can't go another day, another hour without doing something. Like, I have to get control of this. I have to do something about my diet. I have to do something about my consistency with working out because, this, one or twice a week is not getting it. And, eating all of the things, the pizza, the cakes, my children cook, my children bake, I've taught them how to do all of that. So there's no one in my family, in my household who can't cook. My husband, phenomenal cook, brisket and gravy, yams, macaroni and cheese, like everything that you can think of. Like, I was eating it and it was all delicious. Like, let me just tell you. Everybody in my family can throw down, including me. And so, like, I'm eating all the things and they were all delicious. But what I wasn't finding time to do was exercise consistently. Like, once or twice a week was not getting it. Having the sedentary lifestyle of just sitting in front of the computer all day, all night, was not getting it. And so I got to do something different. And so when I saw that scale, I was like, all right, okay, well, hey girl, like, no, we're not doing this. Like, this is not the way that we want to go. Like, I'm not even 40 yet, okay? I'm not even 40. And I cannot let myself go. Like, I refuse to let myself go. And so, I decided that I'm going to reel it in. I'm going to do all of the things that I can possibly do. And so the very first thought that I had was, you know what? What's a good company? I need to get snatched. Like, I need to get this weight loss surgery. I need to have them just go in and just suck all the fat out. Like, because, all the weight that I gained was not bad weight to me. I was like, okay, wait, I got some hips, I got some thighs, I got some booty. Like, I like it. But once I started seeing, oh, you got belly fat, you got rolls, you got back fat, you got love handles, I was like, wait, too far. Like, stop the beat, rewind. So it's like, in my mind, I was like, I don't want to lose the good fat. I don't want to lose my curves because I've always been skinny. And like, so to have curves now, I was kind of like digging it. And my husband was digging it too. So I'm like, hey, it's good. But, you can't control where the fat goes when you're eating it. You can't control. You can't be like, hey, put this in my booty. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. And it's going to go to all of the wrong places. It's going to go to your neck and to your face and to your back and your underarms. I'm like, oh, man, like, I just don't want to be this person. Like, I don't like. To go from having no back fat to now having all of the rolls, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I should do something. So I had actually went ahead to schedule my consultation to see about getting my fat sucked out. And I had every intention of going. I was like, well, how much does it cost? Because like, I'm just gonna have to save that money or whatever to make this happen, because I can't even, as they say, okay? But so I told two of my closest friends, and both of them are nurses, coincidentally. Like, I don't know how I ended up with all these nurse friends. I'm like, how many nurses do I actually know? Like, several. But anyway, so I mentioned it to the first friend, right? And she was like, girl, you don't think you can get that off with some diet and exercise? And I was like, no, girl, like, that's not possible. Are you kidding me? My stomach's been stretched out 4 times, partially 5 times. I'm not about to just get this off with some diet and exercise. And she was like, oh, okay, like, I feel you. But she implanted that thought, right? She implanted that thought in my mind and made me think, like, wait, can I? And so I mentioned something to the second friend. I said, hey, so I went ahead and scheduled a consultation with Sono Bello. And she was like, oh, okay, all right, well, go ahead, girl, do you, right? That was kind of like the sentiment. But then I was like, that thought that my first friend said, I was like, you don't think it's possible for me to get this off, to see the results I want to see with just diet and exercise, do you? And she said, oh, absolutely. I was like, wait, what? I thought you were all for the weight loss surgery. She was like, no, you can do it. You can do it. You can get this off with just diet changes and exercise. If you're consistent, you can see the results that you want to see. And I was like, oh, man, are you sure? Are you serious? And she was like, yeah. She told me, oh, check out Chloe Ting, check out Grow with Joe. Like, people are seeing results. And I'm like, okay, well, girl, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna look reluctantly. And so I looked and I was like, okay, people are seeing results with diet and exercise, just your normal conventional methods. You don't have to go under the knife. You don't have to, face a laser or, 6 weeks to 6 months of recovery time. You're not having to pay thousands of dollars to do this. You're not jeopardizing your health. Because I was ready to risk it all. I really was. I'm not going to lie to you. I was ready to risk it all to get rid of this belly fat. But I am just going to try the conventional methods. And so that's my plan. My plan is to make diet changes. Okay. Exercise consistently, drink more water. I got my water right here as a reminder to drink it, and just see what kind of results I can get from just, being right. Like, just do the right thing for one time. Just do the right thing for once. So that is my goal. My goal is to lose 20 pounds. And that's a lot, particularly for a woman, particularly for a mother. Like, I don't know if this belly is ever going to be flat again. Like, I don't have unrealistic expectations. I don't know if my belly can ever be fat again after being stretched out 4 or 5 times. I don't know, but I'm going to try. I'm going to put forth my best effort, because in my mind, I told myself when I scheduled that consultation that I had tried everything. Like, that's what I was telling myself. But really, I was lying to myself. I had not tried everything. I had not tried the very basic things of consistency in diet and exercise. And when I say diet, I don't mean, I'm only eating salads. That's not me. That's not for your girl. So I just mean, like, eating healthier, eating fruits and vegetables daily instead of, maybe once a week. Like, French fries are not a vegetable, no, that doesn't work. So just being consistent with the things that I'm eating, making sure I'm getting protein, a healthy amount of carbs, not overdoing it with the sugar, maybe just drinking water and not, having all of these sodas and juices that are just packed with sugar. And just see what that does for me, changing my diet, not to the point where, it's, impossible for me to do, but just change it enough to where I'm eating healthier, right? I'm fueling my body better than, as opposed to giving it a bunch of junk to run off of and expecting to still have the body I had when I was 19. Like, that's not going to happen. So doing that and exercising consistently, not, once or twice a week if I can get to it because I'm so busy with work, but just really being consistent about prioritizing my workout, whether it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. like just doing it consistently. Like I can't do an hour workout a day. I don't even know if I can do a 30-minute workout a day, but making sure that I am at least doing something daily towards working towards that goal. So, thank you guys for listening. And please do join me. Join me on my fitness journey, because just the thought like of having to say all this and like show these pictures of what it is, of what my body really looks like when I'm not wearing, you know, the undergarments that keep you looking tight and snatched, like, oh, you know, that takes vulnerability. And I was like, I don't know if I have it in me to even share this with my people, but here I am. I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm sharing it with my people. And I need my people to stand up right now. Stand up, people. Like, help me, support me, encourage me, motivate me. I need all of the things, because I don't want to quit. Like, I don't want to go and pay thousands of dollars at Sono Bello to get looking right. Like, I don't want to have that recovery time or that traumatic experience. I'm not trying to be butchered. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm just trying to do it the natural way. And I thank you. I thank you for your support in advance, because I believe that y'all gonna come through for me. I believe it in Jesus' name. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support in advance. And let's get it.